start. I think I'm gonna start to record as well. So, in this lesson, we're going to review and validation checks. Okay. So validation check, there's, I believe, 6 checks for validation. Okay. So from last class, validation, let's just write them down. Okay. I'm going to erase this. Boop, 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 boop. There's a total of 6. So you need to write down there's range check. I think I will zoom in, yes. Let me just zoom in so it's a little bit bigger. Okay. Now, I think before copying this down, we can make an acronym to know how to do that. So I'm going to draw this is for validation. Data validation. Okay. And there's 6 checks. There's this word that helped me to remember. It's lazy teachers. Lazy teachers prefer. Anyways, so you can think of an acronym. There's one of the acronyms that we have is the one that we used in last class, and that was to do with the cats running in the forest, right? But just write down range check. That's just a range. Okay. Length check. Maybe you have 3 items, A, B, C. And then type check. For example, it has to have a symbol or an @ sign. Okay. Present set, does it have, you must have some data. Okay. Format, oh, sorry. Type check, sorry. Type is if it's a correct data, like an integer, real string, dividend. Format check is, does it have the correct format? Okay, like the and sign or the @ sign. And check digit, they don't really use too much. Okay, check digit is just another way to verify if the data is correct using the addition. Okay. So, for example, if I have 2 bytes, it's going to send 2. Okay. So just make sure that you have copied down each of these things. And then we're going to look at the review test paper. Cool. Do you have each of those? You just need to write down his name, and then you can just write down these things right here. So range, length. Give some example. Okay, so you just need to write down the example. So let's go into just let me know when I can go to the next slide, and then we'll take up the review test paper. Let me just delete this right here. There was this acronym I had. It's like lazy teachers prefer their coffee. Lazy teachers prefer coffee. Oh, it's really lazy teachers prefer fresh coffee. Ah. So here's a quick way you can remember it. I remember it now. Here's an acronym. Lazy, really lazy teachers prefer for fresh coffee. So if you want an acronym, here's an acronym there, Carol, that would help you to visualize, because there's a total of 6, right? R stands for range. Really lazy teachers prefer fresh coffee. R, L, T, P, F, C. So if you want a word to help you to visualize this is a good one too. Really lazy teachers prefer fresh coffee. Okay? So let's go into the validation check. Okay? Email format. So what is that? The answer is format check, correct? Which validation check ensures data has been entered? Present. Which is normal test data? Now let's go to test data. That was something new. So we're going to go back here. What in the world is test data? So we did that. This is something new. So just copy this. Test data, there's some different data. Normal test data is valid data. Okay, it's okay. Okay. Abnormal data is wrong data. Julie, if I say, what is your age? And then you put hello, this is the wrong type of data. So just remember, it's to do with the type. We have integers, float, bool, right? And so if you put a string when you wanted a float or something like that, that's called abnormal, okay? And then in your notebook, extreme data is valid data at the max min, okay? Extreme is just the max min data. So if I gave a range, for example, a range from 0 to 10, the extreme data in this case would be 0 and 10, because this is the max number, this is the max, and this is the min. And a normal test data could be like anything in the middle there, like 5. This is normal. Okay? Abnormal would be like if I said hi. If I said hi, that's abnormal. And then the last one right here is called the boundary data. Boundary data is the value just inside and outside the limits. So for example, if I have a range from -10 to 50, the boundary data would include the min, the max, plus 1 below the min and 1 above the max. Okay? So boundary includes the data at the max min. It includes the max plus the min. Okay? 1 less than that, and also plus 1 outside. Okay? So it includes 4 data types. 4 piece. Okay, the max, min, and then 1 out there. So just make sure that you have those down in your notes, and then that will help you when we do the test. Cool. Let me know when I can go to the next screen, and then we'll continue on with the test review. All right, so test review right here. Okay, tell me right here, which is normal test data if you have this. Yes, the answer is 5, correct. What type of test data checks unexpected inputs? Yeah, good. Which value is rejected boundary test data for the ages 1 to 18? Okay, let me have a look. D, is D okay? Yeah, this is funny. There's 2 wrong things in this because, oh, no. So what did you say? A, B, C, or D? Can I include 0? Yes. What does boundary mean? Okay, let's go back to the thing. Boundary means inside, 还有 outside. 可以 outside 吗？可不可以？可以。Look right here. His range is negative that, but I can also include negative 11. It's max 加1 min 扣1 呀行. It's max min plus that. So let's go back to this example. His range is 1 to 18. So that means that 我可以有1, I can have 18. I can also have 19 and 0. These are also okay. These are all okay. So E is okay, 18 is okay, 0 is okay. The answer, reject. This is 不行. That's not called a boundary. Min-max. Yes. Can you guide me to answer? It's a little bit funny, but this is to do with the IGCSE level computer science, according to the syllabus. Okay, the boundary. Cool. Data types. Give me an example of an integer. Okay, we don't need a variable. We can just write the thing. So we can just put 1. Okay, that's an example. How about 0? How about negative 10? Are these all okay? Yeah, these are all okay. Tell me some examples of real. Yeah, you have to give me a real number. What does real mean? It's not an integer. Integer means whole number. .7 is okay. Anything with a decimal. Decimal is equal to a float. Okay. 3.14 is a real. Okay, Boolean. Give me an example of Boolean. Yeah, true or false. Okay. Match these programming concepts. What is an array? Is it A, B, or C? Stores multiple values under one name. Okay. What is validation? Let me see. Validation, ensure the input is correct. Let me think about this. Used to test the programs. This is actually B and C. They didn't change it. Okay? Pardon me? Ensures means yeah, to check. Ensures check that the input is correct. That's validate. That's validation. So these are all the same. Those are the definition. Okay, coding. We have a 2D array. Write the code that's going to print this item here. What will be the code? We have row and then column. This is column what? This row 0, 1. This is 0, 1, 2. Okay. So what is the row number? Yeah, the answer is 1, 1. No, we just need. Okay. Oh, if this is asked two things. Print this. Oh, so we need to put print in here. So let's write. We have to write print, right? Yeah, this one didn't have the array. So when we click 随便, we can just call it that this is ARR, okay? So the code for print, it will be like this. Print bracket array. And then in here, we're gonna put 1, 1, right? 1, 1. So this is the first one, right? This is print. The other one is to change it to 10. How do we change it to 10?
Oh, 1, 1.
Array. 1, 1. And equals to 10. Okay, that's a declaration of that. Now, this is it didn't tell us to use Python or what have you. Just tell me in pseudocode. Just tell me what would be different. Tell me all the differences. This is Python. This is correct, Python. But on pseudocode, what would be the answer in pseudocode? If I had to change it. But they don't use prints in pseudocode, so what would it be? Yes. Correct. So in pseudocode, this is such a bad pen. Let me make it a little bit smaller. Okay. So pseudocode, it's going to be output and your array and it's going to be 1. And I have to double check. Is it a comma in between? Can you have a look? It's a comma. You can see right here. They just use two things in the comma with the double. So is this it's gonna be 1 comma. What is it? Oh, sorry, it's gonna be 2 comma 2. Yes, because they start counting at 1. Okay, the array starts counting at 1, so this is 2. Okay, with a column. So this is the output, and then to update it, how to update it, it's going to be array, and then 1, 2, 2, and then you have to put the little equal sign, which is the arrow, and then you put true. Okay. So that is pseudocode. Okay. Write a procedure called sum that accepts 2 numbers and then prints their total. I think can we do this in Python now? Can you open up your laptop? These two, and this one, I think we need to use the Python. Let's do this on Python. This is going to be, and then later we can paste our answer in here. But on the test, we'll do this yet. But right now, we just can use a computer. Okay? Can you write a procedure? Do you know what a procedure is? Procedure is a function that doesn't pass anything out. So let's go into Python and do that. Cool? Great. Okay. So we're going to open up Python and we are going to make a procedure. So we're going to go File, New, and let's put down today's date, 2026, and put your name, and then the topic is Unit 3 coding review. All right, and we're on question number 9. Write a function that, okay, write a procedure to add the following numbers. 25 plus 50. Okay. So what is a procedure? Is a function that does not return a value. Okay. How to make a function? You go DEF, right? What is the name of the function? It says it has to be capital S. Yeah. So you type sum, and then we put brackets. We don't need to, we can pass the 2 informations into it. So let's say it's num1, num2. Okay, so this is passing the 2 numbers. And then we're going to make a variable called sum is equal to num1 plus num2, right? And then we want to print him within. Okay? And then this is how to make the procedure. Make the procedure. And then we need to call the procedure. Call the procedure. Call the procedure. We just go sum. And then we're going to pass in 25 and 50. Okay. Let's see if this works. No. So save him somewhere on your computer. I'll save him under Unit 3. Unit 3 coding review. 75. Okay. So that is what a procedure is. What is a function? Do you know what a function is? What is the difference between procedure and function? Okay, you can write this down. A function returns a value from the function, from the procedure. Or we'll just call it function. So for example, I'm printing the sum, right? So if you see in here, I said this had this word called return, because remember we have local and global variables, right? What is the difference between a local and global variable? 那个变量 inside 在里面叫什么？在外面叫什么？ This sum is what? Is this a local 还是 global variable? 不是 This is local. Local 因为它在里面的那个 function. If I put sum is equal to 0 here, this is called a global variable. Global variables can be accessed anywhere, whereas local can only be print inside him, inside, 对不对? Right? So, if I run this, okay, if I wanted to make this into a function, I would have to return sum. What does return mean? What does this do? If I delete this right here, and then I go print sum. What does this return do? Do you know what this return does? Not, what does return? Yeah, it gives me back, right? If I 截一本书, if I go into the library, 我截一本书, right? And then I must return it. And so that means it's going to give the local variable outside the function. Okay? So that means that I do the calculation of a local variable. I cannot print the sum outside if I don't have him here. Okay? So I only have a local variable, right? And I have to return him, and so that I can print him outside. This is printing the outside the function. How can I print outside the function? You can only do it if you return the data. Okay, let's have a try and see if this works. It said built-in function I think we need to give him a different name. Let me go sum2. I'm gonna call him sum2. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I need to return sum2. Okay. Let's see this right here. And we need to also declare him out here, otherwise he don't know what he is. So let's see if this works. I'm gonna kill that. No, that didn't work. Let me think about this. Why did he put it 0? Return sum. I think I need to pass and then return. I have to give him that variable. Okay. Yeah. Let me try something here. I'm just gonna give him num2. Sum2. So I'm gonna pass in some random thing here. And then I'm gonna see if he's going to give him back outside. Okay, I'm trying something, okay? So I'm gonna hit run. Fine. sum2 okay, sum2 is equal to 0. Okay, I'm gonna sum2. So I give him those three variables. Okay, return sum2. Okay, let's see if this works. So he says it's 0. I need to update him. Huh? This is 이런 식이야. Anyways, I'm gonna have to double check with this. Python's a little bit different. Why didn't he return him outside? 이런 식이야. But so this is a global variable. I put him in. But you get this idea what he's doing though, to add and he can print, right? Though I was just kind of playing around. I'll come back to this, okay? But the idea is sum2 is a local. He can only dying inside. And only if you return him outside, right? You can reuse him, all right? Python's a little bit funny here. All right. So what you're going to do is ping, take a screenshot, and that would be the answer for, oh, sorry. I don't need to return. It said write a procedure. So I actually have to fix, I did more than I was supposed to. So I don't need to do this. I don't need this. I don't need to return. I just need to print locally, print sum2. And right here. Okay, so this is a procedure. Okay, this is what it would, this is the answer for a procedure. Let me cut that. Oh, this should have a bracket. And we will throw that in here. Cool. This added two numbers. It's like a function, but he didn't return. If you return in something outside the function, it's called a function. I know, I think it should have been called, there's probably other, yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's check this off. So this is done. So we just have two more. Can you read number 10? Okay, so we read a program that gets four numbers into a 1D array and then prints the average. Okay, so we're on number 2. I'm gonna delete this. Question number 10. Write a program to get 4 inputs into a 1D array. Give the average. How do I make a 1D array? Carol, how to make an array? Yeah, and then we're just gonna put some random garbage numbers in there, or random. Okay. In pseudocode, you would have to declare his size, but I'm just gonna have him there. Okay. Now I need to fill him up with the numbers. So what I'm gonna do is make a loop, right? I'm gonna have num is equal to int input. Do you need a keyboard there, Carol? Can you type OK on your laptop? 你可以写字? Yeah? Okay. So please enter a number. Please enter number And then I'm going to make this into a loop. Okay. For I in range, I have 4 numbers, so I'm going to say from 1 to 5. Number is equal to input. Please enter number I. So this should give 5 numbers. Okay. So let me just see if this is going to work. Please enter input expected. Got 2. Let's have a look. We have a bug. Okay. Let me see here. I think it's to do with my brackets. Oh, right here. I'm missing a bracket. So int do. So I have total of 3 brackets here. Okay. So you can just copy the code there, what you see. That should be fine. Let's have a run. Input. 1 argument, got 2. Oh, okay. Input should be first. Must be, today must be what? Ha! This is funny. No. Still, something's wrong. I think it's to do with my variable. Please enter there. And then you need to convert the input. Since it's a string, it should be an int. Let's run. Okay, so we got 45. Yeah. Now we want 4 inputs, so I'm going to, we're putting this in a loop. So it's going to go from 1 to 4. So let's see if we can get the 4 numbers now. Why doesn't he like that? He doesn't like that. Why did the comma not work? Because he's not declared? Why didn't he print I? He doesn't like that there. No, the zero's here. I'm trying to print I inside here. He doesn't like that. If I put him outside, will that work? Ah, maybe this is working now. No, but it didn't display it. Why is that not working? Print I. Please enter number 1. Okay, so that's displaying the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, but I want him on the same line. Please enter number. You should be able to just concat. Oh, it's because this. I have no idea why this is not working. Must be a Friday. This works now. Okay. Anyways, that worked. Why did the comma not work? If someone can explain that. Why can't... haha, so funny. Why can't you use the comma? Normally you can use the comma. So, now, what do we want to do with these? How do I put these numbers into this array there, Carol? I got the 4 numbers here, right? For example, I have 45, 23, and that. How do I put these numbers? How do you assign them inside this array? I want to update these 4 numbers. How do I do that? Yeah, you're gonna say your array, right? And then how do I assign the first guy? What is the how but I could just put 0 as equal to num. Agree or disagree? So right now I got the number from the user, dividend. And then this is going to put in into here. But the next time he goes through the loop there, Carol, have a look. I'm not going to put a number here. I want to use a variable. I'm going to put I because I is going to I minus 1. Why do I go I minus 1 is because I is going to count from 1 to 4 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. But this is index 0. And so I'm going to go I minus 1. And then the next time it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. That means that it's going to pop them into this list here. So let's have a try and see if this works. Okay? Because after we're done, I'm going to print the numbers. And we'll see whatever I put in, will he update this 1D array? Okay. So let's put in the numbers. I'm going to put the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see he updated the numbers there. Do you get why that we put minus 1 right here there, Carol? Why is there a minus 1 right here? Yeah, because the index in Python starts at 0, not 1 to 5, right? And so we had the minus 1. So I got the numbers. What do I have to do? What I need to how do I determine the average? What is the equation for average? Yeah, it's going to be all the numbers that you have divided by the total, right? In this case, if you had 2 numbers, it would be divided by 2, right? So every time I go through here, I want to add the numbers into a sum, okay? So every time I get a number, I'm going to say sum is going to be equal to sum plus number, okay? So I'm going to make a variable called sum, and then every time he goes down, he's going to have the sum. So let me print the sum right here. So let's see if this works. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we get the sum here. So we get the sum, and then to find out the average, I got that. If I wanted to do the average, I'm gonna make an average variable here. How do I calculate the average? Sum divided by what? What do I need to divide him by? I need to divide him by 4 because we have 4 datas. Okay, so, and then I'm going to print here the print the average of the numbers is equal to ABG. So this comma right here works. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. And it determined the average right here is 2.5. Cool? Does that make sense? So I don't need to print these numbers. I'm just gonna sharpen up my code a little bit. This calculates the average numbers. What does this adds numbers together? stores the number into the R1B array. Cool. So this is the program, how to do average. And then you can we can take a little picture. Take a little screenshot. And we will throw it right in here. Do you need me to send this on Teams, or you just want to type? Write a program that asks a password and checks length and contains a number. Do you want me to send it? I'll also put this into the chat if anyone's online wants to use it. Okay, here's the code if anyone wants it for Python. Huh? Why can't I put it in the chat? That's weird. Oh, that's because it's too long. Huh, interesting. I'll put it into the Teams if you need it as well. Okay. So in grade 10, let me post in the channel. Here is the code for question 10, average using 1D arrays. Post. Okay, you can just copy it from the chat. I threw it in there. Okay, I think I'm just gonna leave it. That's it for kind of today. Okay, what I want you to do is try this one by yourself. Write a program that asks for a password. Okay, and checks that the length is greater than this and has a number, and then you'll just paste your code there. Okay, is that okay there, Carol? So I think we did a pretty good job. We did a little review for Saturday's test about validation. Okay, and the last question is to do with validation for a simple validation question there. So I'll just stop the stream. If there's any questions online, I'll try to answer. But that's basically it. You can also append. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can't take two things. Yeah, I understand that now. That's funny. Can't take two things. Oh yeah, if there's no questions, I will stop. I'm also other. There we go.